How's it going, everybody? Sandwhichpants here today, and I've got a couple of things for you guys to, kind of check out. Actually, I've got quite a bit to go over, so we're gonna try and get over it fairly quickly. Unlike my normal ramble and self, we're gonna try and do this a little bit more succinct. This man is a Chad. Raphael Warnock. I'm pretty sure you can still vote in the runoffs. This man needs to be elected. This is him calling police officers gangster and thugs.
Showing up in a kind of gangster and thug mentality. You can wear all kinds of colors and be a thug. You can sometimes wear the colors of the state and behave like a thug.
Which is true. Absolutely. Man is awesome. So we're going to cover this because we got something good, and now we're gonna sandwich. It's called the good bad sandwich, where you put something good as one slice of bread, and then you put the bad, stupid thing in between the other good thing. Great stuff. And this is actually a Fox News video, but we're going to skip all the BS of Fox News talking and get straight to what the content of the actual thing is.
This is why.
So let's get started with this. Unreal Cartoon Network tells children there are multiple genders. "64 terms for identity," and there are more than two genders, even though in our society the genders that are the most. Okay, there are many. So yeah, there's more than one gender. See how Wikipedia gets it. Most cultures use a gender binary, having two genders. Those who exist outside these groups fall into the umbrella term non-binary or genderqueer. Some societies have specific genders besides man and woman, such as the Hijras of South Asia. These are often referred to as third genders and fourth genders. Unix intersex people and transgender people. Okay. Sexologist John Money. Yeah, that's a good name for. Okay. So yeah, there's more than two genders. Already proven you to be wrong, without even having to watch your shit.
Network, which it's a Cartoon Network. Yes, they have adult. This is why you have Cartoon Network, which it's a Cartoon Network. Yes, they have Adult Swim, but it is a network that is meant for children. Now, attempting to indoctrinate children in this particular lexicon, because it's not enough that they speak this language, it's that you have to speak the language too. In a sectarian war, you have to make sure that people know the rights and people know the rituals. And this is part of the rights and rituals, is adopting this sort of bizarre language and this bizarre philosophy of gender that nobody actually understands because it is utterly internally incoherent. So Cartoon Network put out a tweet yesterday. Here's to not only normalizing gender pronouns, but respecting them too. Whether you use he, she, them, or something else, we acknowledge and love you, right? Because this is all the things, right? This is the elements that were just mentioned in that Edsel column, right? By that tweet signifies all of them, right? It's othering. If you don't agree with us, then you are a member of an outgroup. It is treating people as though they are bizarre and exterior. And it is moralizing. You are not loving and you are not good unless you use the sort of language that we want you to use, even if that language is actually counter to reality, counter to biology, and counter to the ability to communicate clear ideas. So they put out this tweet, and it has several graphics. of cartoon characters. One cartoon character says gender pronouns describe a person's gender identity. Another one says examples of pronouns are she, her, they, them, and she, her. A third character says a lot of people are learning about gender. If you're comfortable, you can share your own gender pronouns. And then it says underneath gender pronouns, we can't tell someone's gender just by looking at them and shouldn't assume we know. There are many gender identities beyond girl or boy. Some people don't identify as any gender. Okay, this is just indoctrination into nonsense. Because there is no biological basis to this. It is just semantic game playing. But it's not about actually making the world a better place. It's about in-group signaling that you are a member of the loving woke. Okay, that's what Cartoon Network is doing right there. And if you refuse to speak the language, then you are cast out into the outer darkness. And this sort of language characterizes everything that is happening in our politics right now. Gavin Newsom, yesterday, he was tweeting out about the Trump administration saying it would be cutting $200 million in federal health care funding to California because the state requires insurance providers to cover abortions, right? Which is a normal political issue. You'll see Democrats attempt to hold back funds based on pro-life positions. You'll see Republicans attempt to hold back funds based on anti-life positions. Here's Gavin Newsom's tweet. Nothing like the pro-life party eliminating healthcare during a global pandemic. California will survive without this dollars for now, but their frail, pathetic, patriarchal system they are so desperate to protect won't. Right? That is in-group signaling. When he uses the word patriarchal, you might say to yourself, wait, Gavin Newsom is a dude, isn't he? Yes, he is. You might say, isn't he the governor of California? the head of that system? Yes, he is. You might say, well, isn't that system, wasn't that created by men, the one that he's taking advantage of? Yes, it is. It's not about that. It's about signaling to everybody else he speaks the lingo. The lingo, again, that secret knock, the lingo is terms like patriarchal, terms like systemic injustice, terms like je, jur, ze, zem, whom, him, them, whom. Right? All of this crap is designed for one thing and one thing only, and that is to create a secret handshake of the upper crust. That's what that is. The sort of in-group woke signaling does drive a reverse signaling on the part of the right. But that signaling used to be stuff that people sort of considered rote and uncontroversial. So, for example, the left is very angry today because David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler, both the senators from Georgia, who are in very competitive runoff races right now, opposed renaming the Atlanta Braves. And people are like, why are they even commenting on this? The answer is because this is also a form of in-group signaling. This is signaling to their own constituents that they are not a member of the woke elite class. Right? They are not going to speak that language. So a counter language has formed in rejection of this language. Now, I'm not saying they're wrong because they're not. I totally agree with them. I don't think that the Atlanta Braves is an insulting name. I don't think the Cleveland Indians was an insulting name. I mean, even if you want to make the case that the Washington Redskins was an insulting name, which again is controversial and I don't really agree with, even if you want to make that case, there's a world of separation between using the term Redskin and using the term Indians, Braves, or like Kansas City Chiefs, right? That you can see the difference on its face. Terms cannot even be construed as derogatory toward a particular group of people. Okay, but the idea here from Loeffler and Purdue is this is again a form of in-group social signaling. It is saying that the wokes should not be able to take away sort of common items that we used to hold in common. So Loeffler and Purdue released a joint statement on Monday. They said not only are the Braves a Georgian institution with a history spanning 54 years in Atlanta, they're an American institution. The Braves name honors our nation's Native American heritage, which should not be erased. Under no circumstances should one of the most celebrated teams in sports cave to the demands of the cancel culture and the radical left. Only 20% of Georgia voters surveyed said they believe that the baseball team needs to change its name. More than 70% of voters say the name should be kept. That is one of the reasons why they are making that move. And that's one of the reasons they're saying this sort of stuff. Because so much of our culture war is reliant on this linguistic semantic war. The language is reflective of the deeper culture war that is taking place. I hope you alrighty.
Join me now.
thugs.
Don't tell me about gangsters and thugs on the streets. There are more gangsters and thugs in Washington, D.C., in the Capitol.
Campaigns haven't been able
when the far right goes after justice for the rich, and there's a lot of fake outrage about his description of said Republican politicians.
While others were sleeping, members of the United States Senate declared war and launched a vicious and evil attack on the most vulnerable people in America. Herod is on the loose. Herod is a cynical politician who's willing to kill children and kill the children's health program in order to preserve his own wealth and his own power. Hope is in the air, but Herod is on the loose. The hopes and the fears of all the years have met in thee tonight. And so on Friday night, the United States Senate decided by a slim majority to pick the pockets of the poor, the sick, the old, and the yet unborn in order to line the pockets of the ultra-rich. Don't tell me about gangsters and thugs on the streets. There are more gangsters and thugs.
That entire last video was probably, yeah, the Ben Shapiro video. I bet I had my mic off for all of that, didn't I? Holy fuck. God damn it. The entire point of that is Ben Shapiro's a dumb fuck, his arguments are bad, and the entire thing was a way to try and limit lexicon because fascists need people to not be able to think critically or have complex thought. And then the monogender shit. Okay. God damn it, I forgot to unmute. Well, that's like a fucking 30-minute gaff. Not as big as the hour-long one. Woo. Yeah, that's probably not good. Oh well.
In Washington, D.C., in the Capitol, then there are...
Yeah, now
Yep. So that's what that was. I needed to find the entire video because that's a deal. Yeah, of course they hit 13% approval rating at fucking Congress. They're doing terrible. We're gonna talk about this because I absolutely want to tear down. Oh, they're bad and dumb. Okay, I love it. Because I need to take a quick break. It took a while for me to get this set up. I have to use the bathroom. I'm gonna go over some of these comments real quick. Wait, buying pork, chicken, and steak makes me racist? But I love dark meat chicken so much. I'm confused. I'm pretty sure nobody says that buying pork, chicken, or steak makes you racist. At least nobody that I've ever come across, ever. I mean, they say it makes you a bad person, but I am old and white, and I will not apologize for being white. I have never been privileged. Work hard for everything I got. Was taught to respect everyone. Yeah, you did have privilege. Because you're white. That's just how it works. Every institution is biased in your favor. Well, you probably are. Sounds awful. Yes, there are racist people in the USA, yeah. False. Absolutely false. Founder of Students for Trump, Ryan Fournier, on bias training and white privilege. Okay, I see people getting riled up about it, so let's see what's going on when I come back from my break. All right. How's it going? We are back. And yeah, let's listen to this. I just want to hear this take. We can hear it.
Sleeping?
We can hear it after we listen to this. Let's go. One America News Network. Founder of Students for Trump, Ryan Fournier, on bias training and white privilege.
And co-chairman of Students for Trump, Ryan Fournier. Ryan, thanks for joining us. Ryan,
Thanks for having me.
I'm kind of not surprised that this training really did zero to help society whatsoever. In fact, you think about it, and some of the things we've seen in this country too, where they start these lectures off with, like, you need to accept your white privilege and accept the fact that you're racist, even though you're not racist.
Yeah, you're 100% right. I mean, I went through this myself at college with Greek life. And it was astonishing to me because what it was is it was trying to put you in a category based on, if you grew up in middle class, you get 5 points, get into this category. Or if, you lived in a wealthier neighborhood, you're in this category. If your parents went to college, you're in this category. And they sort of group it in a certain way to make it where if you were never racist in your entire life, if you've never said a racist epithet or thought the worst of somebody based on their skin color, which is what it is, you're discriminating based on skin color, that's racism. They'll make you feel ashamed. They put you in this corner because of it. And they do not look at and I think that this is really important, Stephanie, they don't look at the textbook definition of racism. They don't believe in that, which.
Oh, textbook definition of racism. Yeah, we'll just, yeah. This is a simplified explanation of a complex issue. Prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism directed against someone of a different race based on the belief that one's own race is superior. That's that part right here. That's that you have to believe your race is superior to another. You just don't have to think very much of other people. Let's go with Coalition for okay, what is race? Yep. Why does racism exist in Scotland? Structural racism. Oh yeah, what is racism? The concepts within that definition, such as discrimination and racial superiority, are not always straightforward. Views on these concepts are often fluid, changing with time with new social context and new ways of thinking. So, this is a whole thing about it. The textbook definition of racism So, racism's current, academic meaning is that you have a prejudice, bias, or discriminatory kind of thing, some sort of, discrimination or bias against another group of people or another person, and you have the privilege and power to be able to affect the standing of that person in society. That's kind of a weird way that I put it, but that's the general thing. White people being prejudiced and acting out on that prejudice against a black person would be racist because you have a higher social standing within the white supremacist system that we have. It was built for white people essentially, which is fucked up. It can be changed. That's a good thing about it. But it was built with white landowners, not even all white people, just white landowners in mind. That's what it did.
which is, one person discriminating on another based on their skin color, right?
No, not one person. Just blanket discrimination. Even this one. Prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism. There is no one person directed against someone of a different race. That's it. A system can be racist because the system we have was built by white people for white landowners. That's what it was built for.
They believe it's a whole structural construct that goes even beyond that. It really is incredible.
Yeah. And I just couldn't imagine I've never had to do any of these type of trainings, but I couldn't imagine being forced to sit through something like that. And then if you object to it, then you're immediately written off as a racist. So sometimes they'll say that these diversity trainings or whatnot, that they're optional, but they're not optional.
No, of course they're not actually optional, but no, that's not the point. And see, it's an unconscious bias. The entire point of the thing is to show you, hey, these are the kind of circumstances that the people in this class are having to deal with. As opposed to you. You grew up in these circumstances. You grew up, middle class or wealthy in a well-off neighborhood with minimal police presence, etc. You got tutors, they didn't. There's a whole list of things. It's for privilege that can affect your unconscious bias. The way they did them may have been ineffective. Actually, is that even true though? UK suspend unconscious bias. For civil servants in England, with ministers saying it does not work. Well, yeah, okay, for civil servants, so they're police. Sorry, guys. Let's check the BBC article. Yeah, people don't like being shown their fucking unconscious bias. Yeah, okay, so that makes sense. So this entire thing, it says there's no evidence that the current form of unconscious bias training is actually doing any good. And the people who study this kind of thing say, hey, it needs to actually go further and do better. Okay.
No. No, and I commend President Trump because there's many instances across the country where people felt like it was just a waste of money. And the UK brought up a good example. It was costing them over 500,000 in comparison with U.S. dollars every single year to do these trainings. These trainings, which, you know, basically, if you look at, and I can't remember his name, but the guy who originally came up with this theory, it says, if you actually read the text, that institutions are racist. Going to a grocery store and being able to, you know, go to the poultry section and pick up meat is racist.
What? Theory of unconscious bias. Okay, there's a lot of these. Let's see what the Anthony Graham World 1995. Okay, so we go to this one. Nope. Yeah, straight up. Okay. Nah, that's not what I wanted to do. I hit the wrong button. Oop. What? They're lying? That's the 2006. Okay. Never mind. Hold on. $19.95. Ah, here we go. Hey. Yes. Ah. Meat. Okay. Next. Nope. Okay. Beef. Shit. Nope. Hmm. Really? This is the original. Oh, and I'm actually going to settings because this is dope. I'm going to read this later. Part of the sociology. Okay.
Racism is within the air, exists all around us. There's no way to get rid of it. The only way is to, in their mind, is to admit that you're a racist. That is it. That is what this theory teaches. You can't.
No, it doesn't. I've actually read and heard about this. Like, I haven't read the exact, like, this here, but I've read papers and heard a lot of people talking about this exact thing. No, it has nothing to do with you're definitely a racist. It has things to do with you benefit from systems that are or were racist. It affects your unconscious bias. So there may be things that you have done that are racist that you don't recognize as a racist because of your unconscious bias. So try to recognize what kind of privilege you have so you can avoid things that your unconscious bias doesn't get overlooked. That's essentially what it breaks down to. Don't overlook your unconscious bias. Recognize your privilege. Check your privilege. Literally the fucking phrase.
Can't do anything, you or I, Stephanie, to not be racist. That is what this entire thing is about. It's a big hoax. It's nothing more than, in my mind, a Marxist theory to take over Western civilization by attacking the institutes themselves.
Ah, there's the dog whistle. I was wondering when that would come up because, yeah, Students for Trump, pretty sure that guy was a Nazi or some sort of fascist. What was that phrase?
This entire thing is about. It's a big hoax. It's nothing more than, in my mind, a Marxist theory to take over Western civilization.
Marxist theory to take over Western civilization. When people like him are speaking, keep in mind, Karl Marx was a Jew. So apparently everything he did was Jewish. Marxism itself is Jewish. So they can just replace Jew with Marxism. It's a Marxist theory, Jewish theory, to take over Western civilization. Which a standard academic will be like, what the fuck are you talking about with Western civilization? And a more leftist one will go, what do you mean by Western civilization? Because that's some dog whistly shit right there. People like him think Western civilization were just white people. By the way, that's what they think. Western civilization was not white. Not entirely. Not by far.
By attacking the institutes themselves, by saying that government is inherently racist, which they do. That is a part of the course. It's blasphemy.
Blasphemy. No, our government is it is racist. Like, it is. It can be changed to suit the needs of the people, but in the way that it was formed and the way that it currently kind of runs, mostly actually does run. Yeah. No, it's pretty fucking racist.
And it should be canceled at every level. They're teaching it in our schools. They're teaching it in colleges. They're teaching it in government. It is inherently racist on its own regard.
Yeah. We covered this a couple weeks ago on the show, but we'll look back at it again. It was a San Diego Unified School District.
Is he crying? Look at that. He looks like he's crying. I'm not going to make fun of him for it. I mean, it's a funny thing to cry about, but don't hold it back, bro. Crying's good for you.
Officials, they were forced into this white privilege training, and we have a video clip of it. Roll tape.
Your response to the allegations that you were forcing teachers to admit that they are racist?
Yeah, well, that was just completely wrong. I mean, I don't know that many people read the New York Post for accuracy. So this was just a silly article. But the serious issue and the more important set of issues really relate to how, as a school system, we are confronting generations of practices that have led our students of color to have worse experiences than white students. I mean, it's something that's been going on for generation after generation, and we've made a commitment as a school district that we're going to confront this in an effort to become an anti-racist school system.
So that was a clip from the vice president of the San Diego Unified School Board, Richard Barrera. And you think this is a California school, and for them to suggest that like racism is alive and well in these schools when it's just not true. I mean, they're really
in the curriculum, most of the U.S. gets it from Texas, and Texas has some pretty racist shit in the textbooks, like the fact that they have the Civil War being about states' rights and not slavery. I grew up in the state above it. I know all about that shit. Texas is really bad at giving education. They don't teach you what's actually happened all across the history. Didn't know about smallpox blankets or a lot of shit that I had to look up later and verified. So, yeah, if you live in like the southern US, like your textbooks are garbage, guys. Like they really are. I hate to say it, but no, schools can have some pretty racist shit going on with them still. Racism's not dead. In your very narrow view, which is what they do. They narrow definitions to the most extreme. So they can weasel out of it. Or be like, huh, you think it's racist, but how's a school a person? Police is an institution. How can it be racist? And you go, there's no point in arguing against a two brain cell fucking dipshit like what's this, Ryan Fournier or Stephanie Hamill. Dumb bitch. Dumb bitch.
These teachers in a bad light here. It's so wrong on so many levels. Also, like, what if you're like half minority? So do you still have to sit through these white privilege and lectures about being a racist? Like, how do they divide that all up? It's really confusing.
No, I mean, you're 100% right. And I've heard that question asked many times before. This whole theory basically says and asserts that, you know, if you are minority, you can't be racist, which goes, like I said before, totally against the textbook definition that has been, you know, taught in schools and said, you know, across the world for many years. But the fact is, you see private universities push.
Okay, because I'm going to clip this segment probably. Just for this, okay. Screen cap. I don't know if it did it. Let's do it again.
Pushing this on students.
Okay, yeah, no, as I said before, the academic definition, if this guy was, wait, who was he again, Ryan Fournier? God damn it, so many things I have to look up. Commentator, yeah, whatever. Campbell University. Okay, well, did he actually graduate? Oh. That's right. Charlie Kirk. I knew. I don't think he actually has a degree. Does he? He graduated in 2019, I guess? What did he get a degree in? I don't think the $600 stimulus is what she was talking about. God damn it. Okay, not to get... He's dumb. He's extremely stupid. There's no thought behind those eyes. Look at that. Just bland and dead. I mean, he's smart in some ways, I'm sure, but when it comes to politics and race relations and shit like that, no, he's stupid. Look at him. This is all you need to see. Right there.
And faculty. You see public universities pushing this on students and faculty. And, you know, Campus Reform covered quite a few stories on this in the last year amidst even COVID. I guess they had nothing else to do, stuck at home, these professors. So they wanted to push, you know, these different courses and these different books to teach critical race theory to their students. You know, it's absolutely disgusting. I think one.
Wait, implicit bias is a different thing than critical race theory. I mean, they tie in, but... Oh, what is this? Is it a dialectic? Is it a lens of analysis? Mid to late 1980s is a reworking of critical legal theory on race issues, which itself was introducing new frameworks to the legal field, such as postmodernism, queer theory, and postcolonialism. As the word critical suggests, both theoretical frameworks are rooted in critical theory, a social philosophy which argues that social problems are influenced and created more by societal structures and cultural assumptions than by individual and psychological factors. Boom. Which is based on the dialectic that Marx used of the material dialectics. It is loosely unified by two common themes. Firstly, that white supremacy exists and exhibits power maintained over time, and in particular that the law plays a role in this process, which it fucking does. I can point to examples, such as the disproportionate unarmed killing of black people who did nothing wrong, like Breonna Taylor. That's an example. Just I don't think I really need to go any further than that. But all the war on drugs, which is made specifically to disproportionately target black people because white people and black people smoke weed at about the same rate, and black people are locked up way more. Crack coke distinction, they're pretty much the same fucking thing. One's in powder form and one's not. But crack gets a longer sentence because it was cheaper, easier to get, and it's what black people got. What do you know? The law plays a role in the process to subjugate black people, to elevate white people. Secondly, that transforming the relationship between law and racial power, as well as achieving racial emancipation and anti-subordination more broadly, are possible. Yeah. Over 20 American law schools and at least 3 law schools in other countries offered critical race theory courses or classes which covered the issue centrally. In addition to law, critical race theory is taught and innovated in the fields of education, political science, women's studies, ethnic studies, communication, sociology, and American studies. Yep, I mean, it's a sociological thing. What do you mean? Important scholars to the theory include Derek Bell, Patricia Williams, Richard Delgado, Kimberly Williams Crenshaw, Camera Phyllis Jones, and Mari Matsuda. Mary Matsuda? I don't know. Critics, including Richard Posner and Alex Kaczynski, take issue with the theory's foundation in postmodernism and its reliance on moral relativism, social constructionism, other tenets allegedly contrary to individual freedom and classical liberalism, which they're not.
Ones too that I saw university promoting was a Smithsonian study where it was basically saying that the scientific method, Newtonian physics, any logical reasoning was racist and it should be thrown out because it only benefits white people.
Yeah.
And
No, that's not true. That is not true. I hear that spread around all the time. That's not anything that's happened. They're saying that claiming that white people are responsible for all of it is racist because there were people who are not white who developed a lot of shit that laid groundwork or actually actively helped with the development of these kinds of theories. So shut the fuck up when you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, you stupid piece of shit.
this is being pushed around on the college campus.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. They should be focused on educating the students, not indoctrinating them, by the way. And then just circling back to this San Diego story, only 47% of San Diego Unified students reach proficiency in reading and in math. So rather than focusing on real issues, they come up with these 7% of they should be focused on educating the students, not indoctrinating them, by the way. And then just circling back to this San Diego story, only 47% of San Diego Unified students reach proficiency in reading and in math. So rather than focusing on real issues, they come up with these random fake things about racism. They focus on that, and it really hurts the students.
It's not random fake things about racism. Critical race theory has actually been extraordinarily useful. Obviously. Been hugely successful as a theory to analyze society through. You can use multiple lenses to examine. As for the math and stuff, I'm terrible at math. I'm really fucking bad at math. I have to do it 3, 4, sometimes 6 times before I get consistent answers. I have to look up formulas if I want to do something. I can't do math. I'm bad at it, but I have dyscalculia. So that means calculia. Math learning disability that impairs an individual's ability to learn number-related concept, perform accurate math calculations, reason and problem solve, and perform other basic math skills. Number dyslexia or math dyslexia. Numbers work to where if I put in a couple of numbers, there, I can read this. 2100. But if I go, I eight eight 4 9 3 9 5 8 4 9 3 9 3 7 5 7. I have dyscalculia. And apparently I can't speak. But there are other people who have similar things to what I've got, where this math doesn't click to them. It's not a thing. They can do like problem solving with logical issues and shit like that, but math isn't their strong suit. Same men, there's people who just don't read. They don't read, but they're still functioning and intelligent in other ways. They just don't read. They don't, because proficiency in reading means that they can read a bunch of shit in big words and comprehend all the shit. Which, granted, to brag on myself just a little bit, my reading comprehension was post-college level when I was in the 3rd grade. So I could read shit and just understand. Math kills me. The only reason I actually had to go to school was math. Even then I did terrible. Well, I mean, the history and the science and stuff is pretty cool. But yeah, history definitely really useful, actually. It allows me to make a historical, I can make historical connections and figure out patterns and shit like that. It's a thing. Anyways, this is dipshit.
At the end of the day. So it's really disappointing, and hopefully they get rid of it. I mean, people need to speak out against it, and I'm sure the more people learn about it, the more they will. Well, Ryan, we're out of time.
No. People generally just kind of leave it. Most people actually, when they hear about it, they go, oh, that makes sense. And they don't cry like bitch baby snowflakes like you guys do. Notice the blonde dye job. And let me see if I can see her fucking eye color at some point. Wow. 2 seconds in. Those ain't blue. Those ain't blue. You wouldn't make it in your society. You wouldn't. Sorry, lady. You just wouldn't make it. They'd take you too. And you'd be out. Gone. Bye. Other dumb shit? You got some more dumb shit for me? You got some more?
Cloud TV.
I don't care. Fuck you. You spelled it with a K, which is okay. But you're dumb. 30 seconds. What do you have going tonight? I really don't like
Tonight, in focus, after long delays and tense negotiations, Congress reaches a nearly $1 trillion COVID-19 relief deal. Also, the effort to recall California's Governor Gavin Newsom is gaining steam. Plus, House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy calls for the House Intel Committee to be briefed on the Swalwell spy scandal. And Team Biden is walking back, calling congressional Republicans an expletive. Tonight at 6 o'clock Eastern.
Wait, what was that last bit? Wait.
On the Swalwell spy scandal. And Team Biden is walking back, calling congressional Republicans an expletive.
Oh, yeah, a lady called them fuckers. Well, a lady tweeted that they were fuckers, and another lady said, who doesn't agree? Or who doesn't, we're all thinking it, or something like that. So, in a very super roundabout way, she did. But you know what? It's fucking true. I wouldn't backtrack. Y'all are fuckers. Right? No, they're really not. Yeah, racists, of course. Shipping. No, you don't want that. That's a terrible thing. That's exactly what we don't want. Okay, so they don't have anything to offer anymore outside of that. Let's check out Newsmax. Nukesmax. Okay, their thing doesn't just start fucking playing because they're live. Thank God. It will not be lions for lambs. Ooh. Oh, this is where Diamond and Silk are? Oh God. Grant Stenchfield, huh? Is it Stinkfield? Oh God. Okay, well. Let's see what this guy's got to say.
Hollywood titan Tom Cruise made news this week when he blew up on the set of Mission Impossible 7 after repeated violations of COVID-19 protocols threatened to shut down production once again.
We are creating thousands of jobs, you I don't ever want to see it again. No apologies. You can tell it to the people that are losing their homes because our industry is shut down. It's not going to put food on their table or pay for their college education.
Now look, I'm not here to defend Tom Cruise or his language, but I am here to shine a light on his message. Because if I'm being honest, it's refreshing to finally hear someone with real influence actually seem like they give a damn about the economic despair these COVID lockdowns have caused. Now, it's easy to beat up on Hollywood. They've made mocking the common man an art form, and to add insult to injury, many take the money they make from the tickets you buy and give it to politicians who call you and your loved ones deplorable. So I get it.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, no. Yeah, the Hollywood is kind of an easy target. It really is, even though mostly it's just virtue signally woke branding. A lot of cases, but there's some pretty good messages that come out of Hollywood, stuff like that. Most of them don't. I mean, they do. Some give to Democrats. Actors do. Most studios and stuff do not give to Democrats. Not in that way. No. You're definitely a shill, or you're very dumb. I don't know which. You don't seem like you're dumb though. You seem like you're a grifter. You just look to me like a grifter.
A likable bunch. But there's another side of Tinseltown, a side that people rarely talk about, that's filled with the unseen faces that do the unseen work on the other side of the camera. They live modest lives that yield a modest income, and these days the state of their bank account looks a lot like yours. They may seem like faceless shadows, the unseen phantoms of an industry filled with entitled celebrities you don't like. But you know their work, even if you don't remember their faces. They're the videographers who filmed your daughter's walk down the aisle on her wedding day. They're the tiny...
Okay, huge emotional appeals. Yeah, okay. I already see where this is going. He's going to do a lot of emotional appeals. He's going to blame Democrats. He's going to point to, like, the two things that the Democrats didn't want to sign because it just wasn't anywhere near fucking enough. And then they decided to go ahead and sign on this, so it makes them look really bad anyways. I don't know what the fuck Pelosi's doing. She's being stupid as all hell. But that's not our fault. We've been crying out for shit. Leftists have been wanting everybody to be taken care of. So honestly, you should be thanking us. You should be coming to us. Don't go to that side. Republicans have been saying no to actual payments and shit. The fuck do you mean? McConnell has been the one who shut down everything. He's just completely brushed aside a Secondary CARES Act, the HEROES Act, other stimulus that wasn't quite as big as either of those, but was still pretty good for, considering compared to. They shut down the Sanders, Sanders-Hawley amendment, which was $2,000 per person. And then they shut down the other Sanders-Hawley amendment, which was just the CARES Act again. Like, they just said no to everything. Republicans just said no. So I don't need to listen to this guy here. Do emotional appeals and talking about, videographers and shit. Yeah, I know. They're working class people. They work. They produce. They have their labor exploited, expropriated, and redistributed to the top. As opposed to keeping the fruits of their labor. Or at least a proportional representation of their labor. It does take quite a few people to do a movie. Movies make a lot of money. The people who film it, the people who have to set up like the stunt shit, the wires and all of that, the editors, the sound guy, the musicians who have to make the score and everything, they don't get paid enough for what they do. Meanwhile, you have, just to point out, Tom Hanks doesn't even have as much money as Tom Cruise. Shah Rukh Khan, New Delhi, the richest actor in the world. Wow. 350 million. $100 million. 0.5 billion. There's no trillion in the world, but yeah, like $50 million a year. He has $600 million in the bank. He's screaming about people who can't afford their shit. Well, that's nice. Why don't you do something about it, Tommy boy? You're rich. You're not, now this is the one that I want. This is the one who needs, yeah. Yeah, you need that gain. $147 billion. Bezos has outstripped fucking everybody. 2020 year-to-date change. So from the beginning of 2020, he had Jesus Christ, Elon. Four Americans and one French guy. Oh my god. He rocketed past Bill Gates and Mark Zuckerberg because of Tesla. But Jeff Bezos, he just went, I don't care. I'm gonna stay ahead. What? What? Jesus Christ, everybody. Do I have my... I do. Okay, good. So we're still... Okay. Just making sure. I'm losing my shit over here. Bezos' net worth is bigger than the GDP of Hungary or Ukraine. I can open it. Afghanistan and scale billion. Okay. 18 billion, 20 billion dollars. Yeah, he's got more than 600. Okay, so he doesn't have more than Belgium. He has more than Bolivia and Botswana. This one is Brazil, huge. Okay, more than whatever the fuck, Brunei Darussalam. I don't know how the fuck you'd say that. Bulgaria. He's got more than Burkina Faso. More than oh my god. More than less than Chile. Way less than China. China's like huge. Gonna be huge. There's estimated for China. Oh my god. This is where we actually have. Okay, that's a lot. I mean, shit. Egypt. Okay, not as much as El Salvador. Or actually, more than El Salvador. Trying to look for a pretty decently sized Finland. Nope. Definitely not that of France. Georgia, Germany, Greece, Guatemala. Like, come on. Hong Kong. Look at that. Oh my god. So, Lebanon, nothing. We can't figure out. Oh, wait. On this column. Let me figure out what. Allow. State. 20. But China, right there. Just right there behind it. Now keep in mind, America's been industrialized for like 150 years or some stupid shit. Wait. Yeah, like 150 years or some shit like that. 160 years? Did the Industrial Revolution take place? Industry. Yeah. I don't remember when this actually happened. Transition to new from about 1760, so before the, yeah, so like 200 to 300 years, like 200 years or some shit. And China Industrial Revolution. Wow. What? 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 China is this line right here. US is here, Japan is here, Germany is here, and Russia is here. Russia has never done a whole lot of industrialization. They got shit back from China for way back. But Russia got up to here. Oh, because they don't have USSR data. Anything from before here. Right. China, though, catches up to Russia, and then just soars. And the USA has just steadily been climbing. I wonder if communism in its initial implementation can do fucking wonders for an economy. And as long as you can hold proper socialism, I mean communism, socialism, use them a little interchangeably there, which will piss some people off, but fuck you. Now, what is this going to say? Federal Reserve Bank? The reason is simple. Less than 10% of the world's population is fully industrialized. If China can successfully finish its industrialization, an additional 20% of the world's population will be entering modern times. Along the way, China is igniting new growth across Asia, Latin America, Africa, and even the industrial West, thanks to the country's colossal demands for raw materials, energy, trade, and capital flows. Oh, yeah. Simply as destiny. It is returning to its historical position. Okay, no, there's more than that. Come on. Don't be fucking dumb. Let China sleep, for when the dragon awakes, she will shake the world, which is kind of true. But no. Come on, Yi Wen. We know for a fact that there's more than these two stupid views. This one, as a gigantic government-engineered bubble, it is not sustainable and will collapse because China has no democracy. Kinda true. No human rights. Not true. There are some. Can't say no human rights, but little human rights. I'll agree there. No freedom of speech. I mean, not full freedom. No. No rule of law. Yeah, rule of law. Yeah, that's the only that's the only thing that they do definitely have. No Western-style legal system. Well, no, they don't. They reject Westernism. No well-functioning markets. Yeah, that's the fucking bullshit. No private banking sector. No, they don't have a private bank. That's part of the reason their economy stays so stable. What the fuck do you mean? No protection of intellectual properties. Well, that's true. No ability to innovate. Bullshit. Other than copying and stealing Western technologies and business secrets. Oh, you mean things that we literally give to them? We give it to them. Signed into trade deals. Check it out. Yeah. Go ahead. Go look. Run. Scurry. We sell it to them. And then we just say that they steal it. But neither is backed by serious economic analysis. Instead being based on either prejudice or naive extrapolation of human history. How could a nation with all those adverse elements for business and innovation grow? The discovery of fire and agriculture. Before this revolution, humanity across all continents had lived essentially at a subsistence level, stagnating in the so-called Malthusian trap. But the Industrial Revolution changed it all. Starting at about 1760, the living standard in the United Kingdom began to increase dramatically, leading to an era of permanent growth in per capita income. Because of the almost magical increases in living standards and national income, among other things, almost every nation has tried to emulate the British Industrial Revolution. Unfortunately, only a few places have succeeded. Northern and Western Europe, the United States, Japan, and the Asian tigers, among others. Although the Asian tigers, South Korea, Taiwan, Hong Kong, and Singapore, industrialized rather quickly after World War II, some of them, such as Taiwan, so far have reached a per capita income of only about half the US level. Such as their institutions that are economically strong. Institutional theory also can't explain the dismal failure of today's Russia at economic reform under democracy and shock therapy, Japan's rapid industrialization during the Meiji Restoration, South Korea's economic takeoff in the 1960s, 1980s under dictatorship, or Singapore's post-independence economic miracle. Actually, there are definitely institutional theories that explain the South Korea's economic takeoff. It's called a planned economy. They work wonders at getting your economy jump-started, but you can't keep them planned. And you need to have had market forces that showed where things needed to go. You need to be able to know where your resources are needed most. So you need to put more resources in certain areas. It's just the thing. China's past failures. Yeah, China has a lot of past failures. Deng Xiaoping. Wait, hold on. What? The heels China's defeat by the Opium War, deeply humiliated by the treaties imposed by Western industrial powers, the King monarchy that was then in control. China embarked on a series of ambitious programs to modernize the backwards agrarian economy, including establishing a modern navy and industrial system. This attempt started 8 years earlier than the Meiji Restoration that triggered Japan's successful industrialization. 50 years later, the effort in China turned out to be a gigantic failure. Now, to be fair, this is from the fucking Federal Reserve of St. Louis, so... overthrew the extractive Republic of China, the first inclusive government in China based on Western-style constitutions. The Republic tried to industrialize China by a wholesale mimicking of U.S. political institutions, including democracy and the separation of powers. At the time, the famous slogan among the Chinese was, "Only science and democracy can save China." The revolutionaries of the educated elite believed that the monarchy's failure to industrialize and China's overall backwardness were due to its lack of democracy, political inclusiveness, and pluralism, exactly as the modern institutionalism theory has argued. But 40 years passed and remained one of the poorest nations. 49 was defeated by the Communist Peasant Army. The new government initiated the third ambitious attempt to industrialize China, this time by mimicking the Soviet Union's central planning model. 30 years passed and the effort failed again. In 1978, China remained essentially in the same Malthusian poverty trap, with per capita income not significantly different from what it was around the Second Opium War. Maintain political stability at all costs. Okay, what? No. What? Maintain political stability at all costs. Yeah, so that's the Communist Party crackdown. Focus on the grassroots, bottom-up reforms. Yeah. Promote rural industries despite their primitive technologies. Yeah, because you need fucking food, and food is widely used. Use manufactured goods instead of only natural resources to exchange for machinery. Provide enormous government support for infrastructure buildup. Yep. Follow a dual-track system of government-private ownership instead of wholesale privatization, and move up the industrial ladder from light to heavy industries, from labor to capital-intensive production, from manufacturing to financial capitalism. Yeah, see, but there's state capitalism. Markets impose economic incentives to compete, impose discipline on management and on technology adaptation, and create Darwinian creative destruction to eliminate loot. No. Makes some sorts of okay. Yeah, this makes some sorts of claims in it that are interesting, but I'm not sure how much I actually buy a lot of it. I mean, the central planning thing definitely worked for. I mean, fuck. Chinese economy, 1940 to 20. Capitalist. Okay, no, we'll go with the free Wikipedia. What's this? And when did he? '49, 1950. Oh, what's that? Oh, um, income per capita. Takes so much less to live in America, so or to live in China than America. Okay. Intervention in China. Yep, that's what did it. Mao decided to go lean towards the Soviet Union, who was also trying to do communism, but the U.S. apparently helped. Oh, okay. This is why they no longer got messed with. Until dive van. Wow, really? And then his son is. And then, okay, I guess I'm thinking of somebody else with dive van. I'm thinking of, nope. Side? I don't know. Journalist, dude. I don't know. This was dumb. This is interesting. I mean, it's US state propaganda, but it's interesting. Let's listen to this again.
Members of the United States Senate declared war and launched a vicious and evil attack on the most vulnerable people in America. Herod is on the loose. Herod is a cynical politician who's willing to kill children and kill the children's health program in order to preserve his own wealth and his own power. Hope is in the air, but Herod is on the loose. The hopes and the fears of all the years have met in thee tonight. And so on Friday night, the United States Senate decided by a slim majority to pick the pockets of the poor, the sick, the old, and the yet unborn in order to line the pockets of the ultra-rich. Don't tell me about gangsters and thugs on the streets. There are more gangsters and thugs in Washington, D.C., in the Capitol, than there are.
Yep. Alright, let's see what's up.
People want to know what kind of person they're voting for, but I think they also want to know what policies that person supports, what you would do, what you would vote for if you were elected. Let me just do a speed round with you, if I can. Do you support the Green New Deal?
No.
Do you support Medicare for all?
No.
Do you support DC statehood?
Yes.
Do you support Puerto Rican statehood?
Yes.
Do you support defunding the police?
No.
Do you support abolishing ICE?
No.
Do you support expanding the Supreme Court?
No.
Do you support ending the filibuster?
Maybe.
Should in many of these answers, but he's better than his opponent.
Okay, tell me more.
It's not just a question of yes or no filibuster. What I will consider is the implications in the long run when the shoe is on the other foot.
Level-headed, young, he can move over to the left. Terrible answers. Sorry, John. Just bad answers on the Medicare for all. You're probably gonna lose. Although you're in fucking Georgia, so you might. Defunding the police. I hope you're just saying no, honestly. But he does need to win because his opponent senior vice president for Reebok, and really? Let's see. Purdue was linked to the 2020 congressional insider trading scandal for allegations of Stock Act violations. Yeah, he was a piece of shit. Of course he is. He was a businessman who got into politics. Right, yeah. June 2016. We should pray for Barack Obama. Psalms 109:8. Yeah, this fucking dipshit. And of course, Kelly Loeffler. Tax breaks. Expressing concern that owners of professional sports teams could not take advantage of certain tax breaks. What a... Wow. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, fuck this guy. You're not much better, but god damn it, turning Georgia blue, getting the reason that this is important, U.S. Senate, current, $100 million Congress. Two independents both caucus with the Democrats, so that's as if we have 48 seats. If we can get both seats in Georgia, which Warnock is like beasting out on Ossoff. Ossoff needs to change. He needs to say that he's in favor of Medicare for all. Not being in favor of Medicare for all in a fucking pandemic, when was that done? A month ago? How do you not support Medicare for all in a fucking pandemic, you dumbass? As a Democrat, that's how you win. Idiot. So if we have 46, the Republicans will still have a quote-unquote majority, but if we have these two, they're caucusing with Democrats, not what I wanted. Then we've got 48, 49, 50. And that's the only election that is up. No election. Dan Sullivan won. No election, no election, no election. Okay. Jesus Christ. Okay, that's disappointing. Does that. And that. That less so. That's does that. Sorry, Abby. John Cornyn. Fuck. Oh my god. Oh. Tom Cotton. Really? Yeah, see, when you're in the South here, you're looking around at these and you're like, ooh, Cal Cunningham came up. But you see that and you're like, You're looking at these quote-unquote southern states and even some of these northern fucks up here. Dumb shit people up in this area. And then you get fucking Georgia coming out with runoffs in a sense, like being sensible. Now if we could get these two to swap their spots, that would be lit. But there's gonna have to be a special runoff for Cali because of Harris. What? Go away. Oh god. Okay. Now replace, use some addition. In total, 5 recall petitions against Newsom have failed to qualify for the ballot. Oh, that's how Arnie got in. Governor Gray was recalled by voters in 2003. Okay. Oh god, okay. So it's dumb. That's all it is. Oh yeah.
So beautiful. How can any creature be as handsome as you?
Okay, hold on. This is fucked up. You have so and so many Twitter followers. How the fuck is your camera set up this much better than mine? This is some fucking bullshit, okay? Jesus Christ.
It's not possible. Look at this. Look at this. Yes, I love you.
I love you too, Vosh. Also, hit me up because let's get your stream looking this good. I know you have the money to do it.
Wait!
Thanks. Also, go listen to my music.
Getting rich, getting smart, getting good. That's gay.
When I'm got, I'm got. Yeah, dude. Fuck, send me an email. boshvideo@gmail.com. I know you're watching right now. There's no way you wouldn't be after you link that. You're probably the one who linked that. Yeah. Yeah, send me an email. If you got me, you got me.
Yeah. That's the thing. I do watch him. Don't judge. Watch him yourself. Pretty good. Watch his debates. Okay. Let's see. Bernie react to new. Whoops.
Right now.
Is this actually it? No. What? 5 fucking days ago. What the hell? Alright, Sam.
Bernie Sanders spoke to the media about the coronavirus relief package and
into poverty.
Alright. I like them. They're great and all. Let's see. 2 hours and... Okay, wow. That's quite a run, guys. We've been doing this for quite some time, so... I'm going to take a few minutes. Sorry about the first 30 minutes of the stream. I'm probably going to cut that out and post if I upload this. Yeah, stuff like that. Anyways, this pretty interesting. I'm probably going to have to start watching random fucking news segments and clipping them myself for this. Anyways, yeah, I will definitely be back. So enjoy. All right, we are back, and this will probably be my last little segment. I've got some food, and I want to eat. So let's listen to Bernie's go, and we'll see what's up.
Americans have fallen into poverty. Now, these are people who had jobs, were making a living, they were paying the rent, buying food, doing what they needed to do, but now they are in poverty right now, and it's hard to believe this is going on. And what's so frustrating to me and so many others, why is it taking so long to help these millions of Americans?
Well, I don't want to become overly political here, but it is clear to me that we have a Republican majority here in the Senate who has refused to entertain and still refuses to entertain the kind of funding that is needed to provide nutrition, to help people who are being evicted, to make sure that people in this crisis, can you believe it, in the midst of this terrible pandemic, everyone's afraid of getting the virus, and you got 90 million people who are unable to go to the doctor when they get sick. So many of us had fought for adequate funding, and we've met very stiff resistance from Mitch McConnell and the Republican leadership. But, what we got now is not enough, but it is something. And I'm just simply happy to say that as we enter the holiday season, when so many people are worried about how they're going to pay their bills, whether they're going to get evicted, whether they're going to feed their kids, at least, among other things, there'll be $600 per adult and $600 per child as well. So it's a start. I want to do better.
So obviously, even though you want more, you'll vote in favor of this compromise, whatever emerges. Is that right?
I want to read the bill. It's a long, long bill. But I'm feeling good that we have made some progress at least. A week ago, as you know, nobody was talking about direct payments. We got something in the bill, and I want to thank my progressive friends in the House for their good work on this. We're making some progress.
Because, as I often say, and I've said it to the Speaker, Nancy Pelosi, and others, when you're dealing with a crisis like this, you can't let the perfect be the enemy of the good, because so many millions of people out there are suffering. You might not get everything, Senator, but you're going to get a bunch that will make life better for these people, right?
Well, one of the other things that we're going to get is extended unemployment benefits. As you've indicated, unemployment is very high. A lot of people have no income.
Yeah, the media always steering Bernie to accept the bill.
All right. Yeah, I just wanted Bernie's take. Thank you, Emma. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you, Matt. You are wonderful people. I will probably check out your take later, because I'm doing my bit right now. But you have the footage I'm looking for. So, thanks. Anyways, Bernie is true comrade. He is fighting tooth and nail to get people what they need. And he's been doing it for fucking since the Roman Empire fell. Let's face it. Bernie is the ultimate leftist in America. I don't give a fuck if you think he's not as pure as you. He's effective. He does things. What do you do besides whine on Twitter? Do you go out and do any organizing? Do you do anything on social media besides whining on Twitter? Do you do mutual aid? Do you write legislation? Or do you just complain? Because if you're not actively trying to make things better by presenting options, radicalizing populists, there's no point. Use your ire effectively, please. I am enraged. Bernie is enraged. But he knows how to navigate this shithole of a system. Yeah, no shit. Sutra. Okay. So yes, Bernie is obviously going to try and fight for more. Is there anything else in or is it just everybody talking? Okay, there's no more Bernie in that. So yeah, Bernie's entire thing there, what he said, absolutely right. He doesn't want to get political, which, I mean, it's a political issue. Pretty much everything is. So get political, Bernie. Hit him with it. Sometimes he does need to be more aggressive with things he says. But calling out McConnell and the other Republicans for obstinately stonewalling any piece of pandemic assistance legislation, that's a pretty good way to go. And going, I don't want to get too political here, but makes it seem like you really didn't have a choice. Because these people need to be brought down. That's all I really got for that. Truly. All the random things. Sure, let's see. $900 billion COVID relief deal.
It is packed with targeted policies that help struggling Americans who've already waited entirely too long.
Our purpose has always been to crush the virus, to put money in the pockets of the American people, which we do in this legislation.
It is a strong shot in the arm to help American families weather the storm.
So it's not nearly enough, but it is something. Bernie's absolutely right. Alright. I'm pretty sure that's good news right there. Not the best. Ooh, they're taking it up now? Alright, wow.
For what purpose does the gentleman from Ohio seek recognition?
As the member designated by Mr. Thompson pursuant to HRS 965, I inform the House that Mr. Thompson will vote yes on the first portion of the divided question.
These fake virus messages are all too common on the internet, but sometimes it's possible to find out the full details of exactly who's behind the phone number on screen, and to give those scammers a real scare.
This is a computer support company, sir. And let me tell you, sir, in order to run the diagnostic, I will have to connect to your computer remotely.
So I followed this person's instructions, and I was told to download Supremo Control.
Yeah, I figured this would be pretty fun to watch for a few minutes while we round up, finish everything off, and I'll go over some finalizing thoughts on the entire thing, like the whole of the stream. Alright. I also want to eat something before I actually wrap up, so yeah.
Once he had control of my desktop, he downloaded some further remote access software called Screen Connect. This allows him to blacken my screen when necessary. He also downloaded another bit of software to prevent me from seeing Screen Connect in my list of installed programs, a new tactic I hadn't seen before, and I'm sure will be duplicated by other scammers. And once he'd hidden his remote access software from the installation list, he sent me a contract by email. Scammers use DocuSign and other similar contract agencies so that they can hold on to their money in the event of a dispute. I've alerted DocuSign to this particular company. Finally, he revealed all of this company's details.
So if you open this up, you will have this TechNet IT Solutions LLC. That's the name of the company. And here's a toll-free number. This is my name. We will be available from Monday to Saturday, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. with the Eastern Standard Time. Okay?
Like most scams, they will register a completely fake company name and give it a website to make it look legitimate. Their website was more professional than most, and they even had some reviews on the Better Business Bureau. But upon closer inspection, very many of these reviews seemed to have lots of spelling and grammar mistakes, indicating that they were probably their own reviews. I've been in touch with the Better Business Bureau, and hopefully these fake reviews will be removed soon. But as always, I use the scammer's connection in reverse so that I can see what's happening at the scammer's side. So as Jay was trying to get me to pay $280 for nothing, I was watching what was going on Jay's computer.
I'm getting this option. You have two cards.
Oh yeah.
One is the card ending with 1028, and one is the card ending with.
There might be an old one there somewhere. Yeah.
I see whether I can do it with.
So let's have a closer look at what the scammer's doing here. The screen in the center is my own PC, but surrounding it is ConnectWise control. The various buttons around this are what the scammer uses to freeze or blank my computer, or indeed take control over the keyboard and mouse. Behind all of this is a web page showing the most recent Screen Connect contacts. These are the names of the people who have recently been scammed. I've reported their account to Screen Connect, who always take very rapid action to shut them down. However, I'd really like to see the blank screen being removed from this software. The scammers were using Skype to communicate with each other. They seemed to be quite a small organisation, only about 3 or 4 of them, and the boss's name was Archit. Archit was the only one who was using his real name. The other scammers were called Paul, Tintin and Jay. And it was obvious that these scammers were working from home, as was evident whenever Jay called his boss Archit, and I could hear baby crying in the background.
Okay, question. Either customer will receive code on his cell phone or on email. हैं? अबे कहीं स्कैमर को तो कॉल नहीं कर रहा, ये कौन सा कोड वाला बात आ गया बे?
At this point, I tell them that the bank have called me to tell me that the whole thing is a scam, and that usually puts them off. But Jay tries to convince me otherwise.
If you check, okay, do one thing, sir. If you really don't believe me, you can check the reviews. You can check the reviews from our customers. We have got A1 reviews, A+ reviews in, from Better Business Bureau.
It seems they're using the Better Business reviews as a way to appear legitimate. The quicker these can be removed, the better.
Well, fine, sir. I'm gonna do one thing. You can go ahead and do the research, but I did what I have to do on your computer. I help you out. So, well, you just got a call from your bank saying that this is not legit, and all of a sudden, yes, you know, everything has just changed. So, I was just speaking with the manager regarding about the service that you took from us, security. You said you will have to speak with the billing department, and if the billing department doesn't agree with that, then we'll have to. I'm sorry to say, I have nothing in my hand. I'm just an employee. We'll have to disable the security for you.
So as Jay was trying to convince me that they were legitimate, I was having a look closely at one of their two websites. On the second website, called technax.us, there was a designed by Artico Media Sky in the bottom right. This would turn out to be the real company name. So as I watched them run the identical scam on this person who's called Lloyd, I thought I would call up the various members of this team and challenge them. And as they were scamming Lloyd, they noticed that a file had been left from a different scamming organisation. This guy had been scammed before. They looked at the MyTech text file sitting in the corner of his PC, and it looked like it was a company called Premium Tech Support with a different phone number, so they pretty quickly deleted that file. And this is what I find quite a lot. If you fall victim to one of these scams, your phone number will undoubtedly work its way around hundreds of call centres. The victims will then be bombarded by other scams, including the refund scam. This happens so much that scammers now have a password system. They instruct their victims that if the person on the end of the phone can't quote the agreed password, to hang up the call. They will also warn the victims that they're likely to receive other calls. This is because they sell their victims' own data. I'll show more on this password system in a future video. But I wanted to call the number on the pop-up to speak to other members.
Alright, this is some crazy interesting stuff. I got a little carried away eating my food. Yeah, I think we'll continue with this a bit. I like it.
Of the team. This time I ended up speaking to Nitin or Tintin.
Thank you for calling. How can I help you?
Yeah, hello. I've got a support alert here. I can't get rid of this. Who is this, by the way?
Okay. What were you doing? Sir, we get support for computer problems. What were you actually doing on the computer when you got a problem?
This question's always part of the script. It implies that the user did something wrong, not that they set this up. So like his colleague Jay, Barry got me to download Screen Connect, where he could remotely access my computer. I went along with it.
Okay, come on, it's connecting. Okay, cool. Now I have your screen. I can look at what you're looking at.
Okay.
See, I'm moving the mouse on the
yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay. Alright, so this is what you got.
Yeah.
Hold on. Well, it's not going out.
Oh, it doesn't disappear.
No. Does anyone else use this computer apart from you, sir?
Not really, no.
And what you do mostly on the computer?
You know, I track down scammers on the internet using this computer. And when they connect to me, I can find out where they come from. Yeah, the kind of people who put fake JavaScript error messages on your computer. You know.
And what else?
Well, when they connect to my computer, I can find out exactly who they are. Now you're checking, is it a VM?
Now, how long you been facing this problem?
Oh, I've been doing this for years, and I put the results onto the internet.
I mean, how old is this computer? That's what I'm asking.
Well, it's a virtual computer, but you'll not be able to tell from looking at MS Info 32. So, yeah.
I understand. I'm asking you, sir.
Oh, I've probably had the VM for about 2 years.
2 years, okay.
Just 2 years, yeah. Yeah. How long have you been doing the scams?
I'm sorry?
How long have you been doing the scamming?
Sir, I'm not scamming you.
Well, of course you are. That's
I'm
a
trying
fake.
to help you out
It's
here.
a fake virus message, so of course you're scamming me. Undoubtedly, you'd have.
You're calling now. I'm here to help you.
No, you're going to show me the stopped services and try and convince me that that's a problem.
How do you assume everything when I haven't done anything on the computer? I did not ask you to do
anybody
anything.
competent would have said that this is fake. So obviously you're trying to scam me.
Fine. So if you assume that, can I assume something about you?
Go on.
If I assume that you are a terrorist, will you accept that?
Depends how you define it, but you'd be very wrong in the normal sense of that
That's
word.
right. That's right. Now, how can you define me that I'm a scammer?
Because you've been lying to me the whole time.
Because you don't know who I am.
I do.
Same way that I don't know who you are.
I do.
I can assume anything.
Well, okay. I'll ask you then. Where are you?
This shit is actually really funny. Really interesting. Okay. Technax, Articos, kind of company, Albacorp.
I'm sorry. Where am I?
Where are you?
I'm in my room.
Which
I'm in my
city?
room.
Obviously, but so am I. It doesn't tell me anything. So which city are you in?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have a go, will I?
In California.
No, you're not. See, you're lying again. You're in Gurugram.
See. Now, what's the point of asking me if you cannot believe, or if you cannot
because I know you're in
understand
Gurugram.
what I'm trying to say?
I know you're in Gurugram.
Gurugram? What's
Yes.
Gurugram?
You know exactly where Gurugram is because you're sitting there.
I don't know what's Gurugram, sir. You're calling for help. I'm here to help you. If you don't need help, you don't have to waste your time, right?
How much do you get paid for trying to scam people?
Sir, I'm not here under some interrogation. If you want to do your job, you do your job, fine. You've been trying to track down scams, great. Go ahead, do that.
How much does Artico Media
But you
pay
cannot
you?
just categorize me.
How much does Artico Media pay
I'm
you?
sorry?
How much does Artico Media Sky pay you?
I don't work for Article Media.
Oh, okay. Right, that's not what I can see. You've gone very quiet for some strange reason.
The rest is up to you, sir.
Why would that be?
I'm sorry?
Why have you gone all quiet?
Sir, I think you better hang up the call because you're calling up.
Are you going to report this to?
Are
you going to report this to Archit? Yeah, it's quite spooky whenever somebody knows exactly who you are, where you are. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
After a little exchange, it was interesting to see the Skype conversation between Nitin, Jaden, and his boss, Archit. He noted that my call was a prank call, and he said that I was trying to track fake tech support. Obviously, they weren't taking me seriously. So I called them back once again, this time typing in my name as Tintin. That should start to make them worry a little. And this time I would challenge everything that the technician said.
We have to assign some technician in this who's going to work for a year and help you out in this. So you have to tell me like what exactly you want to do. If we're going to fix the things for a year, secure the things for a year, there will be technicians who are going to work and fix the thing, but there will be a technician fee for that, okay?
Oh, a technician fee. Is that how the scam works?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sorry?
Is that how the scam works, the technician fee?
Mm-hmm. So you have to tell me like what exactly you want to do. You're going to fix it by yourself, what exactly you're going to do.
Are you a technician?
No, I'm not the one, sir. We have to assign a technician who can work for you.
Right, so what do you do?
We just go ahead and see what exactly is going on, and we can.
Right, so
check
what
the things and we can
is
help you out
going
with
on
that.
with this message then?
So you just tell me what exactly you want. If you can do it by yourself, we can do it, sir. I'm not just
No,
here
I'm
to
just wondering
waste your time or mine.
with you, what
You
do
do want,
think
I
this
can
message
just,
is?
I want to, the answer. I told you that there may be some security breach in your network that might be the reason it came up.
Well, how come?
You better tell me, like, you want to fix it or not. Just yes or no, that's enough for me.
Well, I actually use this computer to find out if people are scamming, and you're definitely running a scam here.
Okay, that's fine. You can do that.
Yeah, and you seem to be connected from Gurugram.
Sadly for him, I don't have a webcam.
Yeah. So am I right or wrong about
Yeah,
that?
okay, sir, that's fine.
Yeah, and you seem to be working in, yeah, it's definitely Gurugram. And you've given me a fake name. You're not Barry Christian, are you? Who do you work for, Barry?
Thank you then, sir.
Who do you work for? Oh, actually, I kind of know this already. You work for Artico Media Sky, don't you?
No, sir, we don't.
No? Oh, okay.
I do believe you're trying to get something at the wrong place or something like that.
Oh, are you going to report this to Archit?
He hung up the phone, but I was still keen to keep badgering them. But all of these conversations must have really got them spooked, because the boss then ordered everyone to delete their Skype conversations. So I called them back one last time to confront the original scammer, Jay or Jaden.
Yeah.
And now you're trying to play smart.
Yeah, you did, and I want you to return all of your victims' money.
Yes, just go ahead and take your time now, and just go ahead and report us, okay?
Yeah,
There's nothing you can do about it.
To the Gurugram police, yeah?
Yeah, go ahead and take your time and report us, okay?
Oh, I've already done so, and they'll be knocking at your door pretty soon.
Okay, thank you so much. Yes, it's good. Thank you so much.
Have a good day. You better
I
get
have no
Tintin's
business
call,
with you,
because it's
okay?
very important that you speak to Tintin.
I'm not going to speak with Tintin.
Well,
Who is Tintin?
well, it's the guy who also gives himself a couple of different names, but Tintin's messaging you about an inbound call, and it's quite urgent. I think you better speak to Tintin. You better speak to him.
Okay, Tintin.
Yeah.
All right.
Speak to him, it's urgent.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. He calls himself Barry sometimes as well. He's got a bit of a strange personality.
Barry?
Oh, he calls himself Barry too, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I know you called yourself Jaden, but that's not your real name, is it?
I knew exactly who he was because of one of the files on his computer. It was a receipt for travel, and it included his name, his mobile, where he was working, and what the final destination was, his homeland in Nagaland. His distinctive name also let me see what he looked like, courtesy of Facebook.
Wow.
Yeah. Do you want to tell me your real name?
I want to speak very well, okay?
Yeah,
I'm not going to give you my real name.
Well, why wouldn't you do that if you're genuine? If you're not trying to scam people?
Oh God.
Well, if you're not scamming people, why wouldn't you give me your real name?
Because I'm not here to give you my information. You said you already have my information, right?
Okay, Shanlamo, I don't need to know.
Okay.
So it's a very unusual name, isn't it? You're from Nagaland, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm sort of right. Yeah.
Nagaland, yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Nagaland.
Yeah. Woka and Nagaland.
Have you been there?
Yeah.
Have a good day, sir.
And with that, he promptly hung up, I would imagine, in a bit of a panic. There then ensued a Skype conversation with his colleague Tintin or Barry. I had difficulty translating some of what they were saying because they speak Bangla, and I don't have anyone who's able to translate this for me, so I've only kept in the English.
Yesterday, the customer inbound Alice name. So he knows your real name, Shalamon. Tintin, to no problem. That's not my name now. Sure. That is what I'm calling up to tell to you because I just got one call. You see, I share one thing called prank. He is trying to track fact tech support. You see, is that the same number or what? Even this one is a void number, which means voice over internet protocol, VoIP. Maybe.
Jay then asks if they should involve their boss, Archit.
No. Archit is maybe busy with a vendor. Okay. How do I add now? Add Archit. In this one first.
They can't quite work out how to add the boss, so they call him.
What's the number?
Hello, Jaden. Tell Archit your story. Apart from that one.
What information? Your IP address. How come he has your IP address?
He told you that you have your IP address what? No.
तो अपना remote disconnect करना इंटरनेट से अपना लैपटॉप को.
My aim with this whole exercise was to try and spook them enough into closing down their operation. Hopefully, this might have worked. I've certainly not seen any more activity from that group, and with any luck, it will put them off this kind of operation for good. So I'm leaving you with some of the contents of Jay's laptop. If you'd like to support me in my fight against scammers, perhaps consider supporting me on Patreon. There's a link on screen. I'm also on Twitter at JimBrowning11, and thanks for watching.
I like this guy. Yeah, I like
As you join this video,
I'm gonna watch this one off stream. Because I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here. Because I want to. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. If you liked it, leave the like, leave the comment. It'd be real nice if you would subscribe if you enjoy what's going on here, just kind of spazzing out. Taking down some conservative dipshits, stuff like that. Random shit like this. I don't even know what the fuck's going on. But yeah, I would really help me out if you subscribe. I'm trying to get to the 1,000 subscribers for video monetization, and that way I can do this and work my job and maybe survive decently. But we'll figure it out. Alright, I love you guys. Have a good one.